Now it's time for Past Week, Next Week with Chris and Paul.
And if I said I really knew you well, what would your answer be? If you were here today, here today. Well, knowing you'd probably laugh and say that we were worlds apart. If you were here today, here today. But as for me, I still remember how it was before, and I am holding back the tears now. I love you. What about the time we met? Well, I suppose that you could say that we were playing hard to get. Didn't understand a thing, but we could always sing. What about the night we cried? Because there wasn't any reason left to keep it all inside. Never understood a word, but you were always there with a smile. And if I say I really loved you and was glad you came along, and you were here today, for you were in my song. Here today.
That was Paul McCartney with Here Today. Unfortunately, it sums up the past couple weeks for us. Welcome to Past Week Next Week with Chris and Paul.
Hey, I'm Chris.
And I'm Paul. This is the show where we review the most important things from the past week and get you ready for the next week. It's your one-stop podcast to keep you updated. It's a real week review. Just listen to us. You won't need any other information outlet. That's our guarantee. It's Sunday morning again, and you're watching us on Facebook Live. And I'll turn the camera on. How about that?
Oh, wow. Let me eat the bagel.
You're eating the bagel. You're
Get
choking it down.
People are going to want to see this.
Yeah, there you go. Sorry, folks. Enjoy, Chris.
Thank you.
And you're watching us Facebook Live, and you're listening to us on KCTK Radio. If you want an easier way to listen to us on KCTK Radio, go get the KCTK Radio app for iPhone or Android, and just download it and click, and you're listening to us.
Nice.
You can join the program by calling us or texting us at 913-735-0060. We welcome your participation. If you're listening to a rebroadcast of this program on Sunday evening at 7 p.m., then you're listening to Delmarva Talk Radio. If it's Monday morning at 10 a.m. and you happen to be in Rome, Italy, well, you're listening to Awakens Radio. Now, if it's Tuesday evening and around 9 p.m., well, then you're listening to us on Good Talk Radio. Tell us your thoughts at 913-735-0060, and do that anytime, or you can go to the Past Week Next Week Facebook page or the KCTK Radio page. That works too. We do welcome your participation. I said it twice. Coming up, we have a weekly news quiz, pop culture, an incredible special. Yeah. He said that. Okay, special feature, headlines and predictions, but much, much more. With that said, let's get into what's going on.
Yeah.
So what's going on, Chris?
Hey. So it's been a few weeks, you know?
Yeah.
Went on vacation and, pardon me, I've got bagel still in my mouth. Went out to Colorado for about a week and a half and had a lovely time.
Yeah, I want to know about this. 'Cause-
It was one of my favorite vacations ever. Seriously.
and you went to like a cabin.
Yeah, so we went to Colorado. We spent half the week in a cabin that was in the Pikes Peak area. It was actually called the Pikes Peak Resort, but
Bragger.
really it was just this couple has land and they put 5 different cabins on the side of a mountain, but you can't see the cabins. Like you really feel isolated, like you're just by yourself.
So when you're in
out
your
there.
cabin, you don't see the other. ones.
No. So we stopped in Colorado Springs and we bought groceries and
Sounds
snacks
good.
and things and
Sounds good.
yes, went up and cooked dinner. We had
Sounds good.
a deck on the back of the cabin that looked out over. The view was amazing. Had a hot tub out there so we could just sit out in the hot tub all by ourselves and look at the mountains. Get up in the morning, get a cup of coffee, go sit out there in that crisp, thin mountain air, smell the pine trees. The mule deer would come down and eat all around the cabin. It was sublime. Absolutely loved it. The only it wasn't a bad thing, but we didn't even see anybody. Like when you check in, you just drive to your cabin, you go in, they've got papers you can read on rules and such. They had a supplemental paper that just said, hey, this happens in this part of Colorado this time of year, but we have a bear in the area, so please be careful about keeping food out, blah, blah, blah. And so always in the back of my mind was, is a bear going to come walking around the corner? Because we had a wraparound deck, the hot tub on the back, but a bear could have come up from the front of the house that we wouldn't have seen, gotten on the deck and just walked around. And, you know, there we are, not wearing a whole lot in the hot tub.
You'd be bear.
Yes.
Let me ask you this. Now, I would imagine some people would see that, some city slickers, and they would be like, I want to see a bear.
Yeah. Well,
And they try to attract them.
that would be really dumb, I think. But you know what's funny? The second half of the week, we went to the Mount Princeton Hot Springs Resort. And that was nice, but we were around people.
Mhm.
And I don't want to be around
Yeah.
people. But they had some great 4 or 5 different giant pools that all had different temperature, natural hot spring water in it. So you could go down and get yourself a little cocktail and sit in the pool and watch the sunset. It was great. But we drove into the town of Buena Vista and we actually saw a bear in town there, just walking down a suburban street.
Wow.
So
Now, see, I'm not much on the outdoors like that. I think I would enjoy it, but if it said there was bears, I'd probably pack up and leave. I don't mess with bears.
no, why would you?
Bears and sharks
Yeah.
are 2 things I would never want to mess with.
And people think, oh, a bear. He looks kind of like a big dog. Oh,
my
got-
God.
yeah.
No.
This bear that we saw, I don't know how big bears are. At first, I thought that is the biggest dog I have ever seen in my life. And then as we got closer, it was way bigger.
Wow.
Than it had to be 400 pounds. I don't know. It was huge, huge.
Wow.
Yeah. Great time, though. Seriously, great trip. Pardon me.
Yeah.
So that was so much fun.
I bet.
Then we come back.
And you guys went after getting all the kids settled in school
Right.
and everything else.
Yep.
And
So-
then tragic stuff happened.
And then 2020 strikes again.
Yeah.
Yeah, we come back over Labor Day weekend. I go to work for 4 days, and then on the Saturday following Labor Day, I'm down. Went down to eat at the KC Taco Company in the River Market. So good. We need to go there sometime.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh my God, it's so good.
Yeah, I think it's my favorite Mexican
I think
place.
someone dragged me there reluctantly. And I'm
Uh-huh.
like, ugh. And I loved it. It's
What-
my
what'd you
very
get
favorite.
that
I
you
got
loved?
something called a cowboy burrito or something.
Oh, okay. I've never had a burrito. I can't get
Yeah.
away from the tacos
Yeah.
down there. But
That's how I am with Dixon Chili.
yeah, what do you get there?
I'm stuck on the tacos. They have other things too, but I'm stuck there. But hey, this isn't Let's Eat KC, the new
That's
podcast.
true, right.
This is Past Week Next Week.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So we have a great time, and then we head to Lifted Spirits to have a cocktail after dinner, and it was so beautiful outside.
Mhm.
And we're sitting outside, and I get a call from my mom, and she says, "Hey, we need prayers. There's been a wreck. Chuck and Tate were in the car. Chuck's my brother-in-law. Tate's my nephew. Tate's okay. We don't know about Chuck. And I got a horrible feeling in the pit of my stomach. And I said, Jane, let's head back to Independence. And of course we did. And she's like, you know what? It's going to be okay. And I'm thinking it's not. And then about, I don't know, 10 minutes later, my phone rings. I don't recognize the number. And I normally don't answer numbers I don't recognize, but something told me. So I answer it and say, hey, this is Detective Baltzer from Independence Police Department. There's been a bad accident. I can't give you any updates on people involved other than Tate's fine. But your sister is asking for you and your mom to be here at the hospital. And that's when I knew that, tragically, Chuck had
your brother-in-law Chuck
passed. So
our friend got hit by a car.
Mm-hmm.
And what's striking about this, and I know everyone listening has things that happen in their life like this, but it's not COVID.
Yeah.
It wasn't. I mean, we're 52. I had cancer. I survived. People at our age start getting health diseases.
I mean, there's been heart attacks.
We had a friend that died of a heart attack way too early. That was 10 years ago even.
Yeah.
But this is just a random car wreck.
Just a random thing. And I know it happens every day, and you hear about it on the news and, there was a fatality wreck in Prairie Village. And, but man, the time that it hits you, all of a sudden I am like so keyed in when I hear about that on the news now, or if I see somebody driving recklessly or what, so it has been the last couple of weeks have been surreal,
right,
to say the least.
So Chuck, your brother-in-law, is married to your little sister,
right?
As an older brother, this is a brother, but particularly an older brother, you want to be there, and you've been helping her kind of deal with this, and your nephews, and you got super talented nephews with.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, if we could ever get Cameron on here, I think our listenership, and he's a star.
Yeah.
And
we actually should have him on. He's doing a couple of projects here in Kansas City
really?
that he could talk about.
Why don't we get Brad Pitts too? It ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen.
Brad
okay.
Pitts.
Yeah, he's not showing up to this stupid little program.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So you've been dealing a lot with that.
Yeah, I've been dealing a lot with that. Probably I've been very task oriented.
Yeah.
I want to help people out, and probably because B, I just, it kind of helps escape from the feelings that suck. They just do. It's just hard to lose somebody like that. So we're going to get through it. We've got the visitation this evening, and then the funeral tomorrow morning. And I think that it's always good it's hard, but it's good for closure.
Mm-hmm.
Not that that'll be the end of it, but just another step moving along, figuring out what the new normal is going to be for everyone.
Well, one of the best pieces of advice I ever got was when you and I were 21 years old in our third cohort, who I'm convinced would be sitting here if he was still around, detracting our fun program, died.
Yeah.
And my older brother, Phil, looked me in the eye, and I think he said the same thing to you.
Mm-hmm.
You get to deal with this however you want.
Yeah.
And I've thought about that for such a long time, and the things that we do when we mourn, and I think men our age don't know how to do it very well.
Yeah.
And the response that we go into is let's get task oriented.
Yes,
and let's
we
do things.
Yeah.
And I also have always thought that the way when someone dies, there's such grief, but also the family has to put on a party for everybody. So you're going to have a visitation
and now
of a bunch of people who want to share their grief because they don't know what else to do. They want to help you. But then it's taxing and on the people.
It is. It is. And I know it's got to be, it's good. We wouldn't have been doing it this way for so long if it wasn't helpful. But it does feel a little bit like, well, we've got to deal with all this grief, and now we've got a homework assignment to put together an event for everybody to come to.
Because there's people out there that knew Chuck, who worked with them, or even casually knew him, who are upset.
Yes.
And they want to share that.
Right.
and they go through a visitation line, then leave because you have to throw a party for them.
Yes.
It's just a strange
It is.
way that we grieve. It's weird how advanced we are, and we still don't get
You
a
know.
sense of it.
And now we're in the middle of COVID too. So what do you do at the visitation? Do you hug? Do you just fist bump? Do you rub elbows?
Yeah.
I don't know. Apparently, my wife told me some doctor at KU said if two people are both masked up, then you can do a brief embrace.
Yeah,
So I'll be timing my hugs tonight.
Yeah. Everybody's going to hug you.
Yeah. And so I think the thing is just keep the mask on. We'll keep the hand sanitizer and wipes handy so we can, hopefully keep everybody safe
I have
with it.
I have a confession.
Yeah.
I've been using this COVID as a way that how I want to react to people. Like I met someone new last night I didn't know that well.
Yeah.
Just fist bump.
Got a fist bump. Yes.
My
exactly.
friend Kiki, she lost her father a couple months ago.
Hmm.
I went to the visitation and I hugged her because that's how I felt about it.
Yeah.
And then there was other people I knew there, and they're getting a fist bump because you know what I mean.
Yep. I know.
So you'll see me giving your sister and your mother a hug, and maybe
Nice.
fist bumping other people.
Yeah. I think that's totally fair.
It isn't fair. It's either
I
follow
think
the
it
rules or
is.
don't follow the rules.
Yeah, I know. And Abby, my daughter, was talking to me about that last night. She's like, Dad, people are going to be like, well, this is an exception. She's like, but
Yeah.
there's no
I'm
exceptions
glad
for
you
the
told me that.
disease.
She's another person so I'm gonna fist bump her.
Oh.
She'll be.
Yeah, she'll be
Yeah,
happier
yeah.
because she's like, could we put a sign outside that says no hugs, please? I'm like,
Here's the real tough one. Molly, I mean, she just runs over to me and wants a hug. She's just a hugger.
well, that's Molly.
She
Molly
just wants
loves
to hug you.
feelings and she loves physical affection. And yeah, that was not funny, haha, but a tale of two kids for me. I tell Abby when it happened, and immediately, a breakdown and emotions flowing out of her. And I tell Molly, and immediately silence and stoicism so thick you could cut it with a knife.
Because and again, kind of back to my point, neither one of those is right and neither one of those is wrong. Well, neither of them are wrong.
Yeah.
They both are right.
Yeah. Can I say something too about your brother, Phil,
Okay.
giving us that advice?
Yeah.
I was thinking about this the other day. We're 19, so he was 22.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time when he's telling me, he's telling both of us, if you want to laugh, you laugh. If you want to cry, you cry. You get to decide. And I'm like, that's great advice. And yeah, he's older, so he should know that. And now I'm like, he was 22.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
pretty
he was
sage
actually
advice.
25. We were 21. He was.
Were we
20.
21? Okay.
Yeah, he was 24 then.
Okay, 24.
But still, same principle.
Yeah, like, good grief.
Well, he went through. He just years before that, he had a girlfriend that passed
Gina,
away, and
yeah.
my thought is that he learned that, and that's an amazing thing when you can go through pain and help other people go through it too.
Yeah.
That's what life's all about.
Right. So, okay, I had forgotten about, it was Gina, right?
Yeah.
Losing Gina. So that was pretty fresh with him. Yeah.
Well, I don't want to put more pressure on you, but we have kind of a situation.
Uh-oh.
Yes, this is Henry. I'm a longtime listener to Past Week This Week. I'm calling in to hear what the news is from last week and what to prepare for this week. And I don't think you're on the air. I'm going to be embarrassed by my friends for not knowing the news.
Yeah.
And you guys told me
wow.
that you guaranteed that if I just listened to you, I had to listen to nothing else. That's a guarantee.
Oh.
And I've contacted my lawyer to find out that's a binding contract for you to guarantee it and not fulfill on the guarantee. So I will be consulting with my attorney, and hopefully maybe next week you'll double it up, and there'll be a double guarantee for 2 weeks. Thank you.
So we're under legal action because of our guarantee.
Wow. Okay.
I have suggested to our legal people.
Mhm.
Our attorney is Amy Barrett Cohen.
Oh, right. Yeah, the notorious ABC.
Yeah, but
or whatever.
I think she's going to another job, so I'm worried about that because she was handling everything
man.
for us. we probably shouldn't talk about this on the air, but we should probably give this man all the money back that he pays for the show.
I think we have to.
Yeah, but I don't know about the embarrassment that he has since he missed a couple shows. He doesn't know what's
he's
going on.
not been able to talk to his friends about the news.
Right.
Can we double up on the guarantee?
I think we should.
Okay.
Let's double up on the guarantee.
Yeah. Okay.
Meaning we'll double the guarantee.
Yes. Is that just for this particular caller, or are we going to do that for everyone?
I think we have to do it for everybody. It's only fair.
Wow. Okay. Oh
So-
my God. Just, I mean,
hey, I'm not Mitch McConnell. When I say something, it's going to be consistent. Okay.
this is tough, man. You lose a brother-in-law, you need to be there for family, and then you got to double up on the guarantee.
Right.
Woo.
And
Okay.
here's the problem too. And I'm again not an attorney, but if we would have said, here's the exact quote.
Mm-hmm.
Just listen to us, and you won't need any other information outlet. That's our guarantee.
Right.
If I would have said, in case of a family member that passed away, then I feel like we could have legally got out of it.
Yeah. Boy, we left ourselves no loophole there.
None whatsoever.
That's an ironclad guarantee.
That's right.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well,
So-
we're going to have to find new legal counsel. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, we're in big trouble. Now we also, as far as what's been going on with me, I've been worried about you and
Thanks, man.
and swimming as much as I can. So that's
Well, yeah.
something. I have worked very hard to. Have you know about this QAnon thing?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't know a lot about it.
Well, I have some messages from QAnon.
Oh, okay.
So just to educate you a little bit.
It has been brought to our attention that many of you on the internet and in the lamestream media have made a mockery of QAnon and its many postings on 4chan, 8chan, 16chan, and whatever double of that is, and to that we say, laugh it up, you fools. Because QAnon has accurately predicted all of this. From Hillary Clinton and her emails to other things. To Hillary Clinton and her emails. QAnon accurately predicted 9/11 just 20 years after it happened. And while we cannot tell you what will happen in the future, we will most undoubtedly take credit for it in the moment, because we are like a shittier Miss Cleo. We're like a pedophile obsessed Nostradamus, because everyone you know, everyone is a pedophile. Look to your left. Now look to your right.
Whoa.
You
Gilly.
are a pedophile. And
Gilly.
the shadow government, the deep state, the cabal is here to get you. And there's only one man who can save you, and his name is Donald J. Trump. And while he has never done anything selfless in his life, he is here to save you by subtly sending you hints and messages, even though he has never done anything subtle in his life. You can take the blue pill, or you can take the red pill. Take the blue pill and remain ignorant. But take the red pill, and your third eye will be opened. It's also good for allergies. It is like a Claritin mixed with Adderall and psilocybin. And this I tell you, my friends, just as our tangerine weatherman predicted, there was a storm coming, and there was 100% chance of enlightenment. We are QAnon, where we go one and one for all. God damn it, Tony, I told you to swing the light.
So that's
God, that's like the first real message I've heard
yeah,
from Q
yeah,
Anon.
yeah. And I didn't realize that the great comedian Brett Terhune is actually Q. But then we also have this too, which is pretty exciting. Another type of message.
Good morning, Patriots and Patriotettes. It's me, Wife of Q. And I just wanted to make a short video this morning about what QAnon is, what it stands for. Whenever I talk about QAnon, I always get a lot of questions, like, who is Q? And, I like to say he's my husband, because he is. And he's like, don't tell him that. He goes by Q for anonymity, because he doesn't want people to know who he is. It's kind of a funny story. Whenever we first met, he kept talking about adrenochrome this, adrenochrome that, and I was like, I'm kind of more of an Internet Explorer kind of gal, you know. So that's just a funny story I like to tell about when we met. So you're probably wondering why I'm wearing this raincoat, and it's because it's the calm before the storm right now, okay? But the storm is coming, or the great, what does he always say? It's like the great awakening is coming, and I'm like, everything's coming except for me. Sometimes I do. It's just he's always in the garage. Hold on, let me see if I can get baby. He's busy. So right now he's probably working on one of his Q drops, and Q drop is basically just like bananagrams. So Hillary Clinton, if you take some letters from her name, you get the name Nancy. All right. Joe Biden, you take some letters from his name, you get the words dye job, okay? Now, who got a dye job the other day? Nancy. That's a Q drop. Here's another example, okay? Take the name Donald Trump.
Oh.
All right? You're going to get words like old man, top man, tampon. Okay. You know what? Anyway, so that's just a short little explainer. Thank y'all so much for watching. And adrenochrome. Adrenochrome, put that down.
So that's his wife.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Q's wife.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was dating.
Right.
Man.
Are you familiar with comedian Blair Erskine?
Yes. She's been Bill Barr's daughter. She's been so many different people.
So hilarious.
Yeah,
so hilarious.
she's great.
But now I know a little bit more about that. And there was something else here that I wanted to share.
Oh, okay. Man, we are really loading people up with stuff this week. I guess we owe it to them.
Yeah. It's kind of what we need to do for them. But there was another. I have so much stuff here. It's,
Uh-oh.
I tell you what it is. It's mind-boggling. So if
Hey.
you don't mind me saying that,
No.
here we go.
And I don't mind being boggled.
Okay. I play this because I've been saying this. I've been saying this the whole
So I
time.
just seen on Fox News that my president, and still your president, by the way, and it feels good to say that, still, Donald J. Trump is refusing to say whether he'll leave office peacefully. And once again, without fail, you Democrats are out here boo-hooing and crying about it. First off, there's no way he loses to old sleepy Joe Biden, a.k.a. Uncle No Boundaries. And if he does, it's because the election was rigged. That's it. What do you losers not get about all this? If he wins, it's because it was fair and square. And if he loses, it's because it was Obamagate and the post office and these soup-throwing Antifas and rants and whatever
And
QAnon's cooking up. Trump ain't leaving. He's like a vampire because you invited him in and now he's never going to leave. He's here to stay. He's like Hotel California because you can check out anytime you like, but he's never going to leave. The J in Donald J. Trump stands for genie because he's out of the bottle and you can't put him back. He's the monkey's paw of presidents because some of us wished for him and now you're all going to suffer.
Preach.
He's like that scene in that movie where Leo DiCaprio is the Wolf of Wall Street. I don't remember what it's called, but he's the Wolf on Wall Street, and Leo walks up to the mic and he's like, I'm not fucking leaving. That's Trump, because he ain't leaving. So today, I'm going to raise my emotional support, be it all you Democrats, because you're going to need it once Trump goes all Rick Astley on your ass and refuses to run around and desert you. Now, get off my property.
Another one from
Brent.
Now, what are your thoughts on? I don't know if we'll get into it in the news, but Trump says he's not leaving.
Yeah, it's a cluster.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't remember exactly how the question was phrased, but it was something like, do you commit to a peaceful transition, win, lose, or draw?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, we'll see. And then the next day, all these Republican senators and top Republicans are coming out. No, there will be a peaceful transition. Don't worry, everybody. Like, how long are you going to apologize for this stuff? Just geez Louise, it's frightening to me.
You know-
I think it tears at the fabric of
Yes.
what this country's built on.
It shows he's disqualified to be president because he doesn't care about the systems or anything. But also, I'm a little tired of everyone being surprised about
Mm. Yeah.
what a jackleg this guy is.
Yeah.
Just
And,
and if you're supporting him, Good Talk Radio listeners, you want him to be your dictator. So just you're
Yeah.
not for democracy. You want him to be your dictator. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
yeah, 12 more years.
Yeah.
12 more years.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not surprising at all.
Yeah.
And several people have been saying this. Bill Maher, who's one who's been saying it for a long time.
Mhm.
Yeah, of course. He's not going to walk away easily.
The Bill Maher show, he was talking about it last time, and he keeps asking people what's the plan. And I kind of wish he would get off the. I don't know, what are you supposed to say?
Yeah.
I would think Joe Biden
The
has
plan for removing
advisors-
him, if
advisors to what to do.
yeah,
But you're going to sit there and tell Bill Maher, "Oh, here's exactly how we're going to do it." I mean,
yeah,
there's going to be legal arguments. There's going to be all kinds of stuff. I don't think Bill Maher needs to know about it.
that's fair. Yeah, just light up a spliff, Bill. Chill out.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's terrifying and in no way surprising.
Yeah. Well, let's get to our news quiz.
It's
And
going to be interesting because I've not really kept up with the news
You know what?
lately.
since Ruth Bader Ginsburg
Yeah.
died, I turn off the
Wait,
TV.
she what?
Yeah.
See, I didn't even know.
You did know that, didn't you?
Okay, I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I haven't watched TV. I haven't watched the news that much.
Good for you.
But I feel I'm still going to be doing okay.
But you know what? We're plugged into the zeitgeist. Let's see if we can figure this out, man.
Oh, that's the wrong one.
Oh. It's an inspirational tune, though.
There we go. That feels it feels better, doesn't it?
Now, if I change my input, I can see
Yeah.
this, right?
Okay, here's how this works, folks. Here's the game on this one. We go to the Slate News quiz
There it is.
and we ask 5 questions and see how well we do.
okay.
We usually get all of them right.
I would say more often than not, although we hit a streak there for
Yeah.
a while where we didn't do great.
Okay, question number 1. A Canadian woman was arrested for sending a letter to the White House contaminated
Ooh.
with which toxin? No idea about this.
I don't know either. I'm leaning ricin, but I don't know.
I'm going to go with ricin
Okay.
too. Ooh, ricin is correct.
Hey!
Where's my correct noise? Yes. In the letter, the woman referred to President Donald Trump as the ugly tyrant clown.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, accurate, but
Yeah,
you shouldn't
accurate,
be
but you shouldn't be
sending-
doing that. No.
No,
We're
absolutely
against
not.
that. We're against that, folks. Question 2. Upward of 100,000 mail-in naked ballots in which state could be tossed out if the November election for lacking a secret envelope?
Mm. I really don't know here.
The answer is Pennsylvania.
Okay, I'm glad you knew that.
Because the Pennsylvania Supreme Court ruled the state election officials can reject naked ballots. Officials have previously provided guidance telling counties to count them. So you get your ballot and you have to put it in an envelope and then an outer envelope.
Okay.
It's like a pretty cumbersome way to do it.
Yeah.
But from what I understand of the story, they can count them. They don't have to count them.
Oh, so would each local election jurisdiction there make
the
up their
county
mind?
clerk or the election?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So if you're living in Philadelphia, more than likely there's a Democrat
right.
run.
Democrat.
Yeah. But if you're in rural, so that'll be interesting to see.
That will be interesting. Huh.
Yeah.
Okay, twofer. We're twofer.
All right. Question 3. Who raised $16 million to help Florida felons pay off fines in order to regain their voting rights in time for the November election?
I believe this is Bloomberg. I heard he's putting
Yep.
money into helping Florida.
Yes.
Well, thank you, Mike.
Floridians voted to allow former felons to regain the right to vote, but Republican state lawmakers defined a complete sentence as including paying all their fines. I don't understand this question a little bit, Chris, because it says who raised. That would be
Yeah.
like saying for me, here's $1. I raised it for you. I'm giving it to you.
Yeah. Did he just raise it from his checking account?
Right. I guess so.
That is, yeah. The guy's got what, $60 billion?
Yeah.
60 mil.
So he put
please.
60 million, and then he's putting another $100 million in Florida for advertising against Trump.
Somebody don't like Trump.
Yes. Little
Wow.
Mike. They call him Little Mike.
Yeah.
Well, we're doing pretty good, surprisingly.
Yeah, I know.
Question 4. According to statistics kept by Johns Hopkins University, the U.S. COVID death toll reached 200,000 on Tuesday. In which month did the
Ooh.
U.S. reach 100,000?
I don't know. June?
I think it's June as well.
Oh,
it was May.
Bum, bum. Oh, wait, I'll let you do that. Sorry.
Thank you. I'm sorry about that.
Oh,
The first confirmed coronavirus death in the U.S. occurred in February.
that's just crazy how quickly this has moved.
You were one of our first shows. We did the story about the doctor in China that talked about it, and he died.
Mhm.
And then the next week we had a story, and I'll never forget this. Oh wow, someone got it from an symptomatic person.
Oh,
You
yeah.
remember that?
Yes, I do
We're
remember
like,
that.
oh, that could be that could turn out to be bad.
Yeah. Who knew?
Guess what? It did.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so we'll redeem ourselves on question 5.
Okay, let's do it.
Passed by the House on Monday, Savannah's Act is a bill addressing the law enforcement protocols for crimes against which people? Oh my.
I have no idea.
The choices are pregnant women,
Yeah.
female police officers, Native Americans, nursing home residents. Okay, I'm going to say pregnant women
Okay.
because it's a female name,
It is.
and I can't imagine a law that's only for female police officers.
Mhm.
I can't imagine a law against Native Americans that would be called Savannah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
right. Maybe.
And nursing home residents, they're all called Ruth
Every one of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
or Gladys or something along
Gladys.
those lines.
Rowena,
Yeah.
Naomi.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Oh my
Native
gosh.
Americans.
I'm so sorry, dude.
Oh.
Native
Ooh.
Americans. The bill's named after Savannah LaFonte Graywind. Ooh.
Okay.
A 22-year-old Spirit Lake tribal member from Fargo, North Dakota, who was killed in 2017.
If they had given her whole name in the act, the Savannah Graywind Act, I would have gone toward Native American.
Yeah. Let's try to do a bonus question.
Okay. All right.
This doesn't count.
Yeah.
We got
Either
three.
way.
We got 3 out of 2, or
Three out of 5.
3 out of 5.
Yeah.
But we'll do it anyway. Measuring 569 feet long and 112 feet wide, the newly launched Russian Arctica
Yeah.
is the world's largest example of which ship?
I mean, icebreaker kind of makes sense.
You did it, Chris.
Yay!
Oh wait, that's the one.
Oh well.
I screwed up our victory.
Yay! There we are. Well, that was exciting.
Yeah, congratulations, everybody. And now you're up to date. We double guarantee it. And that's what happened. So we are going to take a break, folks, and then we'll be back with a lot more fun. Okay.
So much fun.
Thank you, folks.
Yeah.
We'll be back. Man, I am rusty on the uptake, aren't I?
Yes. That's okay. It's been a
okay,
few
folks.
weeks. Yeah. People understand.
You can always give us a call at 913-735-0060. We'll be back with more Past Week next week with Chris and Paul.
Join in on the experiment by calling or texting us at 913-735-0060. We dare you.
Hello, this is Vince from Speak Your Mind with Vince Yolinetti. You can now hear my show Monday through Thursday at 9 p.m. on KCTK Radio.
These days, we all probably know of a local business that is struggling to adapt to the current realities. Here's a small way that you can help.
Announcing the Gift Card Challenge.
If you're able, think of your favorite local business and then buy a gift card today.
Buy it online or pledge to buy one as soon as you can.
Every little bit will help.
Restaurants have takeout or delivery. Many businesses have online shopping options.
Participate in the gift card challenge today.
Buy a gift card.
Any amount and show your support for our local businesses in this time of need.
Keep it for yourself to use at a later date or pass it along to someone you know that's on the front lines doing what they can to keep us all safe.
Make the pledge and buy a gift card today.
Participate in the gift card challenge.
Post and tag the business you selected on social media and challenge your friends and neighbors to do the same.
Working together, one card at a time, we can all make a difference.
This is Drew from the Week Review with Paul and Drew. Listen to us every weekday at 3 p.m. and our live show on Thursdays at 7 p.m. right here on KCTK Radio, personality-driven radio. We dare you.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19.
Furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters and this podcast.
Hey folks, this is the time I get to talk about a product that has really helped me out. Usually I'm doing this in a kind of super goofy way because, I mean, we're talking about dog poop, you know, because that's what the product helps us with. But I have a best pal. Her name is Gilly. You can see a picture of her over my shoulder, and she's the mascot of KCTK Radio. She's my buddy. Where's she at?
She's right over here.
All right, she's here. So she's having a little bit of trouble lately. She's 8 years old. She's a pug. And we know she was walking a little off kilter. So I took her to the vet. And comes to find out, just like people, dogs can have a slip disc. Yeah, I had one many years ago. I had back surgery. But that's what's going on with Gilly. And when it's for a dog, it gives them bladder infections. And then they basically they're dragging their feet a little bit. And they're losing control of when they can poop. So there's Chris's thing there, but hopefully you can hear that. So what has been going on with Gilly is that she's losing a little bit of control of her bladder sometimes. And when she's walking, she doesn't realize sometimes that she's going number 2. So I'm concerned. The doctor looked at her. We may have to have surgery in the future for her. We got her medicine. But here's the thing. Here's what I'm getting at, folks. Usually I'm silly little goofy thing about picking up dog poop. It's sad because as dogs and our best friends, we want to take care of them. And so that's why you should get Ranger Rob's pet poopy bags. So my buddy Gilly, when she has an accident, I use these, and it makes it a lot easier to put up with it because people don't want their dog to get old and lose control of themselves. But if you have something that you know you can quickly pick it up, that is also eco-friendly, easy to use, smells like lemon, it just makes things a lot easier to take care of your buddy. And I will keep you updated on Gilly. She's fine. I want you to tell them Gilly sent you when you get yourself some pet poopy bags. But sometimes we need extra things to take care of our buddies, and that's what Rob has for us on Rob's pet poopy bags. Buy one today at, let's look what the website is exactly. www.
So that's 3 W's.
Okay. And then dot or period. Okay. Ranger Rob Shop. No comma between those like you normally would in a word.
Okay.
Okay.
Ranger Rob Shop.
.com.
And then you could do
that's
period.
Not word, period.
Or dot. Okay.
And com. Not C-L-L, not C-A-L-M. C-O-M. Com.
Okay.
Which is short for something.
It certainly is.
So check those out. Buy those. And as always, like I always say, and I implore you to do it this time, I beg of you. really do
Wow,
beg
this,
of you.
This is important to you.
I want you to tell them that
Yeah.
Kitty sent you. Okay, welcome back to Past Week, Next Week with Chris and Paul. Hi,
Oh, hey, Paul. Good to be back.
Chris. Am I going to need some of Rob's products for you?
If I slip my disc, you
Okay.
just might. Yeah.
But I don't need to?
No, not
Okay.
not right now at this moment.
Okay, you got
No.
more coffee. Hopefully everyone
Everybody-
listen to the advertisements and are now online buying all the products. But also get yourself another cup of coffee.
Yeah, please do. Fuel up, guys. It's Sunday. It's a rainy Sunday here in Kansas City.
Yeah.
Coffee's good.
Yeah.
Oh.
But sure, like I've said before, we've had some tough things to talk about. But I want you to know that even though we are experiencing loss and grief and,
Slip
even slip disc and everything, there's absolutely no way we would get off knowing about showbiz news.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we have our priorities.
Well, if you're ready, Paul, I'm going to kick it off.
Okay.
Here's some big showbiz news.
I can't wait.
The Batman resumes.
Cool.
The UK production of The Batman is starting up again after being shut down earlier this month when an individual tested positive for COVID-19. Robert Pattinson stars in the film from director Matt Reeves, which has been on hiatus for almost 6 months because of the coronavirus pandemic. The positive case came just 3 days after The Batman had initially resumed shooting.
Now, they know who the person was. Do you know who it was?
No.
Robert Pattinson.
Oh, it was him?
Mm-hmm.
This story kind of didn't really spell that out.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Well,
We had the Past Week, Next Week news staff dig into that. and
no,
find
that's
that out.
good. They're a crack staff. Do you watch that show?
What?
The Batman, or has it not even come out
No,
yet?
it's a movie that hasn't come out.
Oh. See, I'm way off.
Yeah.
Well,
Man, you were off. You were way off, dude.
yeah. Well, that'll be fun.
Have you seen the trailer for it?
No.
It looks pretty good. Looks
Okay.
pretty good. So,
Who's the bad guy in this one?
I guess the Riddler and what's it called? The Penguin and Catwoman will be in it, but it's very noir. It's very.
Oh, wow.
It looks pretty cool. Looks pretty
Okay,
cool.
good.
Speaking of pretty cool, Twitter locks out Kanye West. Kanye West's Twitter account was temporarily been locked after he violated Twitter's guidelines with a tweet detailing personal information of Forbes CEO Randall Lane. It has been removed, Twitter confirmed. West allegedly posted a tweet with the phone number of Lane during a short period of time and was detailed his grievance against the music industry. Shortly after the tweet was taken down and replaced with a note saying it violated Twitter rules. So I don't know how that short period of time people handled themselves.
I don't know. And that kind of makes me wonder, can I vote for him for president?
Yeah.
I don't know if he's going to do stuff like that, if I can support him.
I don't know if you can support a guy who's crazy on Twitter. It's just too far. Hey,
Yeah.
We got a text from one of our listeners thinking the Joker was the answer to the Batman movie.
Who the bad guy is?
Mhm.
Yeah.
He's wrong. This guy is usually right, but he's wrong.
Yeah.
And he also says Kanye is crazy.
Well, he got 1 out of 2 there.
Mhm.
Great. Hey, I don't know if you heard this, and I hope it doesn't ruin your family.
Okay.
Cardi B files for divorce. She's going to be available, Paul.
What?
Cardi B has filed for divorce from Migos rapper Offset, claiming her marriage was irretrievably broken. I've never seen the word irretrievably.
Yeah.
That's interesting. The Grammy-winning rapper filed the divorce documents Tuesday in Atlanta, according to a Fulton County courthouse filing. She said there are no prospects for reconciliation for marriage with Offset.
If Cardi B and Offset can't make it in this crazy world,
who can?
Yeah.
I hate to see love die.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
They were the example for me. Okay,
Hey.
anyway, speaking of a good example.
Yes. Yeah.
Speaking of a good example, Kim Kardashian joined celebrities on Instagram Freeze.
Mm.
This is going to be good because this is Kim using her very powerful platform
Yeah.
to change. Let's see what she did. Kim Kardashian West.
Okay.
She's married to someone we mentioned before, folks.
Yeah.
Katy Perry, Leonardo DiCaprio, and others are taking part in a 24-hour Instagram freeze to protest against what they say is Facebook's failure to tackle violence and hateful content and election misinformation. Hollywood stars and influencers are leading their backing to the hashtag Stop Hate for Profit movement latest campaign. The movement asked people to put a message highlighting what they called a damage Facebook does. Wow. So they didn't get off Facebook. They just got off Instagram
They got off
for 24
Instagram,
hours.
Yeah, to protest Facebook.
Do you think her fans who need that sweet big fat ass every day will understand and join the movement?
Oh, of course they will.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because if there's one thing people can easily do, it's stop looking at social media.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know, I shouldn't poke fun because I look at Facebook all the time.
Yeah.
And you're watching us on Facebook right now.
Right
folks.
now. Oh, the
And
hypocrisy.
It sure has ruined our country.
Yeah. Yes. Well, how about this? Meghan makes surprise appearance. Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, has made her second recent televised appearance, this time on America's Got Talent finals, to share her support for contestant Archie Williams. During the final, which aired Wednesday, host Terry Crews told Williams he had a message from a special fan before playing the clip in which Meghan said she was touched by his story.
Oh.
Williams spent decades in prison for a crime he did not commit.
That's not my story.
I did not know anything about this, so
Yeah.
I guess.
So congratulations, Meghan.
Yeah, well, and Archie.
Yeah, congratulations. Our listener just sent me, looks like part of a Wikipedia saying that the Joker is in fact a Batman villain.
Well, I would agree with our
So-
listener. He is a Batman villain.
I apologize.
Yeah.
You were right, listener. And finally,
Finally.
It's all bad news.
Yeah.
I'm fearful of telling you this because it's going to put you
Uh-oh.
over the edge.
Do you know what? Just bring it. What more could possibly happen? It serves you well to say that in 2020.
Cake Boss star Buddy Velostrio
Oh, I know, buddy.
recovered from terrible at-home accident. A terrible accident has landed the baker and television personality in a hospital with one hand in rough shape. A photo showed Buddy in the hospital gown with his right hand heavily bandaged. A representative for the Cake Boss star said Buddy's hand was injured at home when he tried to repair a malfunctioning bowling pin setter in his bowling alley. So he hurt his hand really bad.
So I've watched Buddy in television shows. Him and Duff go back and forth.
Sure.
And I like the guy, and it pains me to hear he was hurt until it says he was hurt fixing his bowling alley in his house.
Yes.
I don't feel as sorry for him when
Yeah.
I hear that he's got his own bowling alley in his own house.
I have a question for Buddy.
Yeah.
Why are you always waiting till the last minute to make this cake?
I don't know.
It's always a rush.
Always-
It's always
always
don't
at
know
the
how to
end.
do
Yeah.
it right.
I get
Not
it.
enough fondant. Not
Mhm.
enough sponge cake.
You're right.
They have he's such a big phenomenon. They have a shop in LA. They have one right off of Times Square.
You know a lot about Buddy. Well,
My-
you're a baker.
I'm
Yeah.
a baker.
Yeah, okay. Makes sense.
I'm not the boss. I don't like to boss people around. Eat
Yeah.
my cake. You know.
Right. Yeah. It's not you.
But we went there and I even forgot what we got, cookie or something.
Yeah.
When we were on vacation, both places, because my daughters love the place. But I want to eat one of these cakes.
Mm-hmm.
My guess, and I want to be proven wrong, is they taste like clay with all the fondant in it.
Yes. We talk about that at home when we watch this. Like, that's got to taste terrible. They
Right.
look amazing.
Yeah.
And, you've got cakes with hydraulics and levers and
Yeah, they can't taste good.
flame effects but I'm sure they taste terrible.
But I say that because I'm going to tell you this. This is another guarantee. My legal team will be mad at me about this. I make the best tasting cakes, and they look like hell.
There you go. If you and Buddy got together, you'd be the perfect baker.
We sure would be. We'd
Yeah.
be the bosses.
Yeah, the cake bosses.
So we're going to have a lot of fun now
Oh,
with our
okay.
special
Yeah. I
They're
think the
special
odds
feature.
are pretty good that you and I may have at least one very similar question. I'm just guessing.
Really?
We'll see. Yeah.
Okay. So what we did is we raised $16 million and we went out to all of America and all of our fans and asked them, what questions you have for us?
Yeah. Just want to be more interactive. We want to respond to you guys. So
this is called Ask Chris and Paul Anything.
Yeah.
So do you have questions you got?
I do. I picked 3 of the top ones here. So, yeah, first question. You guys are awful. Did you know that?
Okay.
I get that one a lot.
Yeah. I did know that.
Okay. I feel like I've got good self-awareness and good show awareness. I know that this show is never funny, although usually not sad except for today.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it. But it's a great question.
Huh. Now we got one of our listeners called this one in. So let's play this.
Oh yeah, let's hear this.
If you had the opportunity to give advice to your younger self, your teenage self, your child self, whatever, what would that advice be?
That's from Mere Trout, one of our listeners.
Okay. That's a great question.
Yeah.
You know what advice I think I would give myself?
What?
My teenage self. Quit worrying so much about losing your hair. You will still get laid later on in life.
That's great advice.
That was a huge fear of mine as a young man, losing his hair, that I would become a pariah. That may still be the case, but I haven't been put into a leper colony as I thought I was headed to.
Yeah. Now I have 2 of them.
Okay.
One is try, and I tell myself this, but I would love to tell my younger self this. Try to enjoy things more in the moment and understand how much fun you're having in the particular moment. I always have been one to look ahead and the next thing. I don't know if you've ever noticed that or not.
Yes.
In fact, you called me opportunity-minded one time.
Yeah.
And it hurt my feelings.
I'm sorry.
So I would do that. And the other thing I would say more, I don't know if this is advice, more of a question. Do you really have to eat all that?
Oh,
That's what I'd say to him.
Yeah.
Do you really have to eat all that?
Yeah. That's
past
fair.
self and current self usually say yes. Yes, I do.
Yeah. So that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I think you and I may have picked different types of questions for this.
No, we're just have them all over the board. So
Okay,
that's fun.
I like
See,
that.
I got one from Don, who listens on Good Talk Radio.
Yeah.
Every week you review pop culture for us. So who's the biggest movie star that you ever met?
Oh, wow. Let me think about this. When I think about famous people that I've met or come across, I don't know that I've ever met a movie star per se. I was in the audience of the Dave Letterman show one time, and Selma Hayek came out. She's tiny, but I could not believe how tiny she was. She's got to be 5 foot tall, if that. But she's been a big name in movies, I guess. So
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I I had an opportunity. This was fun. The most famous person I ever met was Barack Obama. Right?
Okay.
I got an opportunity to go to the inauguration.
Yeah.
And as we were going in to the inauguration, we were waiting to go in into one of the balls.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple came by and kind of slapped people's hands because they were famous. Mr. Tom Hanks.
No way.
Yeah. So I don't know if I met him, but I got to slap his hand. Like, cool.
I didn't even think about this, but when I was probably 10, I got to go to the Independence Center. They had a little stage down in the food court area, and I got to meet and get a signed 8x10 glossy from Gordon from Sesame Street.
That's cool. That's
So-
someone, that is a household name.
Yeah. So there you go. Tom Hanks and Gordon.
Tom Hanks is pretty good. It's hard to beat that, but we have a listener named Brian who has met Burt Reynolds, Frank Sinatra,
wow,
Dolly Parton, and then Mandy Patinkin. Next time, don't put Mandy Patinkin in the list of that. And Ed O'Neill.
And Ed O'Neill. Wow, he's met a lot of people.
Dude, you won the contest with Burt Reynolds.
Yeah. Then you throw Frank in there, and
Yeah.
you're doing great. And I'll say even Dolly, too.
Absolutely.
Dolly's a pop culture icon. I know Mandy's talented, and Ed was good
On
in
the
his
shows.
2 shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Okay. Wow.
Okay. What question you got?
Yeah.
Is this as good as your last one?
Yeah. Chris and Paul,
Mhm.
if you were in an unsafe and isolated area and heard someone screaming in terror, would you stop assaulting them? So, what's your answer to that?
Did you say it's isolated?
Yes.
Of course not. No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't.
Yeah. Okay.
Why would I?
Yeah. Why would you? It's isolated.
Yeah.
So, yeah. See, I think you picked questions from listeners that we could actually answer, and I just picked questions that
Or funny. So
are
that's
rhetorical
okay.
and
That's
dumb.
okay.
Yeah,
What was your
okay.
answer?
It depends on who it was, and
Yeah.
did they deserve it?
Right.
I mean, I can't give a yes or no
Yeah.
to that.
Okay. Let's go to Shammy, who left this one
Okay.
for us online here.
I read a news article about an incident at Trader Joe's in Hollywood.
Okay.
This involved a woman who was shopping without a mask, and when confronted, she went on a tirade. It was caught on video, and it's downright a little ugly. She throws her shopping basket on the floor and yells almost in a tirade, almost crying, and then walks out.
Okay. What's your question?
She was later interviewed, and she mentions that she has a medical condition that requires her to
I saw this video.
not wear a
Okay.
mask, and she had in fact permission from the manager at the store that
question
she could
is-
shop without a mask. But later, I guess
Is mask shaming
somebody
acceptable to Shammy's going
mask
on?
shamed her,
Okay.
as she would say it, but not wearing a mask. And that's what set off this whole incident where she felt threatened. So before I talk about this a little bit more,
Is there
I
a
want
question?
to pose the question.
Oh,
over
here we go.
here. The question is, should we be mask shaming people?
Okay. Thanks, Shammy. And reminder, the show's only an hour and a half long. What do you think? Should we be mask shaming people?
Here's what I think. I think that if a business requires you to wear a mask, you should wear your mask.
Right.
And I know there are people that know it's my right, it's my freedom. But if you're someone, this is not a complete equivalency, but if you're someone who feels like, let's say, a baker can choose whether or not
Yes.
they want to run their business in such a way that they will make cakes for gay married people or not, then give these businesses the same leeway to
Yes.
decide the rules and follow them, or just go somewhere else.
I completely agree with you. And as far as this medical condition thing, I mean, how are you going to prove that? The only way you do it, and I would guess 99.9% of the businesses will say, give me your list and I will go get those
Yes.
for you and bring them out to your car or
Yeah.
outside.
Yep.
And they'll accommodate people because
Yep.
they know what's going on. But wanting to walk around in someone else's business and act like you want to do whatever you want to do is I don't even want to get into freedom and a right. It's just rude. It's just we live together.
We live in a society.
You don't need to go in the grocery store, Trader Joe's, to get yourself some Cheetos.
Yeah.
Just calm down.
Right.
You know?
Right. Yeah.
So yes. And our caller, our listener wrote boobs, but also he wrote they should be shamed and it's fake.
Well, I did see the video. I'm sure it's the video that Shami was referring to, and the woman.
You think it's a fake video?
I think it's a real video, but I think the woman was faking that she had a medical condition only because she said she can't breathe with a mask on, but she sure had enough breath to scream and yell and cry and raise a stink. So
Here's what is making me sick. I have a good friend of the program, Taylor Herrick. She works over at the Red Robin.
Oh,
she's 17
yum.
years old. And people come in and she's a hostess and people give her trouble about they don't want to wear a mask. It's like, why are you going in and giving these kids who they're just stupid kids that work there.
Yeah, it's ridiculous who they choose to pick on for. I saw this in a Starbucks. they had their seating area closed, and there's some of us standing around waiting for a mobile order. And this guy pulls a chair off the table, puts it on the ground, and sits down. And the young barista girl
Right.
was like, "I'm sorry, the county doesn't let us have people sitting here." And he's like, "So you're fucking telling me I can stand right here and it's fine, but I can't sit?" "I'm sorry, sir.
Yeah.
That's the county's
Right.
rule. We have to follow it." "Well, you're ridiculous," and just screaming at her like, "Stop, dude."
I mean, the answer, his reply back should be, "Isn't that silly?
Yeah.
Thanks for letting me know. I don't want to get you in trouble."
Yeah.
And then go right, "Dear county legislator."
Right. Yeah.
You know?
"Dear Frank White."
Yes.
Why?
Right.
Signed, Mad Guy at Starbucks.
Yeah, right. You know, Sergio, who listens to us on Awaken Radio, he had a question. I appreciate your positive philosophy.
Oh.
Has the COVID-19 pandemic changed your view on life itself?
Ooh. I don't know if it's changed my view on life, but it has changed how I view life. Wait, that doesn't make sense. Here's what I would say. I see, like, I'll be watching a TV show that took place before pandemic, and I see people hugging or talking closely, and I kind of have a little bit of panic, like, oh God, you can't do that now. So it has changed me. I don't know if it's changed my fundamental outlook on life, but it has definitely changed me.
This is going to be way too philosophical for you, Chris.
Okay.
Life is random. And we just random, and those of us with faith understand there's a bigger plan that we don't understand. But to me, all these things are happening to almost remind us how random and fleeting life can be.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I guess I've always felt that way, but this has really made me feel more and more that way.
Yeah. And then, not to harp on it, but then you have your brother-in-law die in a random thing.
Exactly.
And it just highlights, man, we're here for an instant and we never know when it's going to
But
change.
it's almost like, I don't believe God does things that teach us a lesson, but your family and his friends are learning that lesson. But it's almost like the whole world needs to learn this lesson.
Yes. Yeah.
You know?
Right.
I ran into some friends at the Costco. Me and my wife were there.
Oh, nice.
And we're sitting there talking to them, how their kids, how's work, and we're wearing a mask. And I said, "Do you think a year ago we'd be sitting here in a mask talking about how the big celebration in our town on Labor Day was canceled?"
Yeah. Isn't that just nuts?
So you never know, folks.
There are big changes, and yet life still continues.
Yes.
So there's the other side of it, I guess, is the resiliency to just go on.
I want to have the resilience of the Rose family. This is what I want.
Oh,
that's my new philosophy.
Okay. Yeah. They lost everything, and yet they,
And they kept going.
fought hard to keep going and lived in a crappy motel.
Yeah, and even made so many mistakes along the way, but still felt positive enough to keep going.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty deep. Go
That
ahead.
is. This one, I don't know if we'll get as deep an answer to or not, but it's a fair question. Chris and Paul, I have a crush on a guy, and I'm curious. Do you guys agree with the age-old wisdom that says the quickest way to a man's heart is through a heart-shaped hole in his sternum? I don't know if I can argue with that. The logic is sound, I guess.
Yeah, I guess I would say it depends on what you're looking for in a guy. If you're wanting one that's alive,
yeah,
I wouldn't do that technique.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You know,
right? He's not going to live without
But again,
a heart.
I don't want to put my taste and my, I guess I would call it my entitlement views.
Right.
I grew up with white entitlement.
Right.
And so I don't want to say that a live person is better than a.
It's fair.
Yeah.
You know what? Come to think of it, that question answered itself in what, 1984 with Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom? Oh, we have a listener that has something to say here.
Interesting. He says that the listener, the questioner, was hiding that they are gay.
Oh.
And I don't think they need to hide that.
No, don't.
Yeah.
Be proud of who you are. This show's very accepting and inclusive.
Yeah. Okay, we do have this is from Seeking Plum. This is pretty philosophical.
So this may be a weird question.
Okay, that's okay.
Since
Plum.
like the beginning of time, we have ascribed meaning to things, whether it's thunder and lightning, you know,
Not
the
that there's anything
stars,
wrong with
moon, sun, all sorts of stories and myths to make sense of these things.
Right.
But evolutionarily speaking,
You're
there's
not
a word
podcast.
for
It's
you.
okay.
Why is it that we must apply meaning to everything? Is it a self-soothing coping mechanism? Is it really just about making ourselves feel a little more secure with the unknown?
Well, that's a deep question.
It is. And I think the short answer is yes. I think
Yeah,
it's a
that's
coping mechanism.
Uh-huh.
However, I also think true, or whether it's factually true or not, I think humans have a deep sense that there is an underlying meaning to things. But maybe we don't, maybe we aren't comfortable enough to just let that meaning rise in and of itself. We feel like we have to apply it. So we feel like we have some form of control, which is a self-soothing mechanism.
You put that exactly the way I feel. So this is a good question. Kind of back to the other one about change your life itself, because we want to have control when these times happen,
Yes.
but we don't.
But we absolutely do not. Yeah.
So just like his COVID-19 changed your point of view, it's just another way to say we're not in control, which doesn't mean we shouldn't try to figure it out.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be obsessed with thinking we know it all.
Right.
That's the problem I find in the world. But I'm not a listener. Let's hear what they have to say. Well said, Mr. Chris.
Oh, that's nice.
That's good.
That's nice. Makes me feel good.
You don't have any more. I have one more.
Okay. Yeah.
From Gina, who listens on the podcast.
Oh, okay.
Thank you for
Our
sharing.
podcast?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, because we had people listen different ways.
Oh, gotcha.
Thank you for sharing your talents with the audience each week.
Well,
what is a skill you have that people may not realize?
You know what? I do not practice it much, but I'm actually a pretty decent drawer.
Drawer?
Yes. Well, you know, my name is Chris, and I like to do drawings. Yeah, I can sketch pretty well, and I kind of wish. Going to the earlier question of what would you tell yourself as a teenager, I wish I would have stayed with that.
Uh-huh.
Not that I was good enough that I could have made it a career or whatever, but it would have been nice to get more development in that area.
In a kind of a similar vein, I would say,
yes,
I can sing.
Oh,
I've been called the
songbird of your
of my
generation.
No, it's nothing like that. But I love singing, and I sing to the dogs. I always sing to the kids, just randomly. When I was in 5th grade, I was in the all-city choir.
The whole city choir?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And then I thought it was, as
boy.
we used to say it, gay.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't pursue it at all.
Oh, that's too bad.
And it's the stupidest thing in the world, because guys who are famous singers and good at it, they never get chicks. You know, Sinatra,
Yeah.
McCartney,
Donny Osmond.
none of them.
Yeah.
Leaf Garrett. So I kind of wish I would have developed that.
Let me ask you this.
skill.
Can your wife sing?
No.
Okay.
No.
Both of your daughters can sing very well.
Yes.
So they had to get that talent from somewhere.
Uh-huh.
So I'm guessing it came from you.
And my mom was a really good singer. She had a
Oh,
little
okay.
quartet when she was younger and
Oh,
stuff
nice.
like that. So it just, because of stupid points of view.
Yeah, right.
I don't want to do that. I like
Yeah.
I like girls too much. I
I'm too cool to sing.
I don't want the chicks to think I'm weird. And then you look later, Sinatra's throwing them off because
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, see. Regrets. What are you going to do?
So that's our regrets, folks. Great questions, Chris.
Yeah, those were really good on my part.
I loved them. Right,
Yeah,
Chris?
well, if you thought those were good, just wait till you see what jokes I came up with in our next segment.
Well, let's take a quick break.
Oh, God,
and
yes.
We will be back with the headlines and predictions, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, that works for me.
All right, we'll be back with more Past Week Next Week with Chris and Paul.
Yay.
looking at the past 7 days so you don't have to. You could join in on the experiment by calling or texting us at 913-735-0060.
Do you know if your children are up to date with their immunizations? Hey, fellow Detroit parents, I'm Herman Moore, a former professional football player. I'm lucky to have two amazing sons, but I also know that being a parent requires a lot of work. And one of the most important things is helping to keep your children healthy. To help make sure they stay on top of their game, it was important to stay on top of their vaccinations. The CDC recommends a vaccination schedule that helps protect against 14 serious diseases before age 2. There's a lot to consider when it comes to your child's health, but I know getting our children vaccinated with all doses at the scheduled times is one of the most important steps we can take to help protect them from serious illnesses.
Visit vaccinateourchildren.com to find information about CDC recommended vaccinations. This message was brought to you by the Henry Ford Health System in partnership with Pfizer.
Hi, Tom Gully from The Tom Gully Show here. Listen to the show every weekday at 5 p.m. right here on KCTK Radio, personality-driven radio.
Do you see that doggy in the shelter?
Hi, I'm Buddy, the adorable puppy you adopted from the Humane Society.
Meow. I'm Whiskers, a fluffy kitty, just waiting for someone to love me.
When you adopt a pet, we hope your new furry friend will become a cherished member of your family. And as Buddy and Whiskers will tell you, the key to success is following the rules to love by.
Woof, that's right. Please give me food, water, and exercise every day. To stay healthy, I need the same kind of things you need.
Talk to me. I like hearing your voice.
You're my best friend. Please don't stay mad at me or lock me up as punishment. Remember, I'm probably going to live 10 to 15 years, so take care of me when I get old.
One day you'll need someone to take care of you too.
A message from the Montgomery County Humane Society. Visit www.mchumane.org for the complete rules to love by.
Be your best friend for life.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Past Week, Next Week with Chris and Paul.
Yeah.
Time for segment number 3.
Yes. This is where we get you ready for next week. Although, you're pretty ready already, aren't you, folks?
Yeah, we've already doubled the guarantee. What else do you want?
Yeah.
Back off.
Well, let's get to it. Let's get to headlines and predictions.
Hey, and just a reminder, since it's been a couple weeks, these are actual news stories, but we write our own punchlines to them. Punchline's pushing it.
Yeah.
With mine this week.
Okay.
Especially. So, anyway, here we go.
I bet you there'll be one person that will laugh, and it'll be me.
Well, we'll see. Late Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg became the first woman and first Jewish person to lie in state at the U.S. Capitol. Ginsburg's casket arrived at the U.S. Capitol building 1 week after she died at age 87 from pancreatic cancer complications. Trump has promised to announce his nominee to replace Ginsburg on the court on Saturday, immediately after he finishes watching the Shazam ISIS Power Hour. Paul?
I love that show.
So stupid.
Thanks, Chris.
You bet.
President Trump repeated his baseless claim that the presidential election may not be honest, again refusing to commit to accepting the election's results if they aren't in his favor. Asked whether he would consider the November election results legitimate only if he wins, Trump said, "We want to make sure that the election is honest, and I'm not sure that it can be possible." In response, many child psychologists suggest to give the president his blankie and a lolly to ensure the future of democracy. Chris?
I want a lolly.
Let me ask you a question about that story.
Yeah, sure.
Do you think he really believes the only way he can lose is if it's tampered, or is he just saying that?
I think he believes the only way he can win is if he
Okay.
tampers with it, so when the results come back that he has not won, he's already laid out. I told you.
Okay.
If it's tampered with, I'm going to lose,
But
and
you
I
don't-
lost, so that obviously
You
means
don't
it was
think
tampered.
he's so egotistical that he thinks he's so great and everyone loves him so much that no one would be against him?
I don't think he does.
Okay.
I don't think he does. But what do I know?
Okay, Chris.
Hey, thanks, Paul. Well, protests continued in Louisville, Kentucky after a grand jury indicted one of the 3 Louisville police officers involved in the March 13th shooting of Breonna Taylor, but not directly for her death. The officer shot Taylor while executing a search warrant in her apartment related to an investigation involving a former boyfriend. The only officer to face charges was indicted on 3 counts of wanton endangerment for shooting into the apartment next door. The indicted officer will likely have a tough time explaining why he chose to shoot into an apartment that had no black people in it. Paul?
Oh my gosh, that was awesome.
It's terrible.
That's great. Fox News surveyed likely voters in battleground states of Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Nevada, and found the Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden leads President Trump in all 3. The polls showed that there were few undecided voters, and Biden's support is at 50% or better in each state. In Nevada, Biden is at 41% over Trump, while in Ohio, he's at 50 to 45%. In Pennsylvania, Biden leads 51 to 44%. To appease the president, Fox News did mention that the polls did not count the billions of counterfeit ballots, votes from all the illegal aliens, and thousands of members of Antifa. Chris?
Hey, thanks, Paul. And, now that Kobach lost and is no longer running for Senate, maybe he can get back to finding all of those, extra ballots and aliens that voted. But enough about that. How about this? A federal judge in California blocked the U.S. Census Bureau from ending the 2020 count of every U.S. resident at the end of September, siding with civil rights groups and local governments who argued that the Trump administration's premature termination of the census would result in an undercount of minorities and other hard-to-count communities. When told of this development, the president replied, "That don't make no census." Paul? Again, so stupid.
I'm not embarrassed by that. I'm embarrassed I laughed.
As you should be.
And finally, the Trump administration will ban downloads of TikTok and WeChat in the U.S. President Trump last month ordered ByteDance, the Chinese owner of TikTok, to sell the app's U.S. operations or face a ban due to national security concerns. Those users will have TikTok downloaded will reportedly be able to use it. Now, most of Generation Z will be unable to express their individuality by shaking their asses to audio created by others.
Oh, that's just truth.
And that is headlines and predictions.
Oh, that's good stuff. Wow. Boy, we knocked that one out of the park, huh? 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 Oh, hi, Gilly.
So, you have a lot of personal stuff going on this week.
I do.
We got a Chiefs game, Monday Night Football, national audience.
Yeah, actually looking forward to that because, like I said, we've got the visitation tonight. Tomorrow's the funeral, and I'm like presiding and delivering the eulogy, and I want to do a good job. Hopefully, that's helpful to my sister and my nephews.
You're doing the eulogy, right?
Yes.
Now, did you spend more time writing that than the jokes that you did today?
I actually did. Believe it or not, yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
surprising.
So I'm actually really looking forward to the Chiefs game because by that time we'll have gotten through this. Hopefully some healing has taken place and can just breathe a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe crack open a cold one and sit back and, hopefully watch the Chiefs march to victory. And then just get back to work. I feel like my attention has been pulled away from my job so much. Like,
that's natural.
Yeah, and I'm kind of craving that normalcy. Let's just get back, go to work, all that stuff. So
now, because of the Chiefs game, the episode of Let's Eat KC will not be recorded live from the Lakewood local at 7 p.m. It will be at 5 p.m.
Well, that makes sense. Yeah.
And then watch the game there. Welcome to join us.
Oh, okay.
If you like. So that's a big thing. And then Tuesday night is the debate.
Right.
I don't know if you've noticed the president in the recent days has said that how good Joe Biden will do.
Oh, really? No, I've not noticed that.
He's flipped from he can't do anything, now he can, because he's lowered expectations so much for Biden. The Biden is competent, he won't look. You know what I mean?
I did see a tweet this morning from my president and still your president, Donald J. Trump, that he is going to demand very strongly that Biden submit to a drug test either before or immediately after the debate. Because if he does good, it's because he's on debate performance enhancing drugs.
What was that?
I don't know.
And we certainly did not get that when we were in high school debate.
Oh God, no, we could have used it.
Yeah.
Man.
But the debates to me are really interesting this year because you're going to see two old guys who are no longer at the top of their game, folks.
Right.
Okay.
Neither one of them.
All right.
Yep.
Maybe 20 years ago they were.
Mm-hmm.
With that said, is there any undecided voters anymore?
That's my thought. This is yet another thing, just like the conventions, that is not going to sway anybody one way or the other.
It's going to be very similar to Monday Night Football, the Chiefs game, or you're going to be rooting on your thing. I don't even know if I'll watch it. I'm afraid it will upset me too much.
I don't think I will. Yeah. I think I'll catch the highlights later.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's something that's happening.
But, it will happen next week. And then by the time next Sunday rolls around, it will be part of the past week, which is something that we cover.
And we'll guarantee, I don't know if we'll double guarantee next week or not, but we'll guarantee that you'll learn everything you need to know about those debates that are happening in the future next week when they're in the past.
That's right. That's really wonderful to put it that way.
Yeah,
I
thank
think.
you.
So thanks for everybody. I did get a few messages saying, hey, where you guys been? So thanks for sticking with us, folks.
Yeah, thanks, folks. I do appreciate it.
We have lots of fun doing this. And I guess that's our show, folks. We have, okay.
Well, you want me to take us out on the closing or wait a minute? Or
Just take us out. Let's
all
do
right.
it.
Hey, folks, thanks so much for listening to Past Week, Next Week with Chris and Paul. Good to be back. Since you loved this program, please rate and review the podcast on your favorite podcast distributor, and we'd love to hear from you. You can contact us at 913-735-0060 or at pastweeknextweek@gmail.com, and join the Past Week, Next Week Facebook page. Also, make sure you listen to all the great programs on KCTK Radio, Delmarva Talk Radio, Awakens Radio, and Good Talk Radio.
And download the app, too.
Yeah, get the app. Get the app. That's how you listen to stuff these days. She's Louise. Plus, support our sponsor by picking up some Ranger Rob pet poopy bags. On behalf of Paul, I'm Chris saying goodbye.
And on behalf of Chris, this is Paul saying get ready for the next week. Here is Right Now with Van Halen. Have a great week, everybody.
Van Hagar.
You know, I didn't realize in the 80s.
What's that?
How good these rock singers are.
You mean their voices?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess because people don't sing nowadays.
No, we just can't tell us to sing because everything's all modulated. Right now, oil
Again,
companies and old men are in control.
If I would have been a singer, I probably would have been the third lead singer of Van Halen.
Yes. His hair like Clarissa Scott.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see Sammy there?
Yeah.
His hair looks like Clarissa Scott's, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Lovely, then.
Wish I had hair like Clarissa Scott. Hell.
What?
I'd even take hair like Mo from the Three Stooges.
Would you?
Maybe not. Certainly not Larry.
Yeah.
Be clear on that. Instead, I got hair like Curly. Or maybe Shemp. That'd be kind of hip now.
Yeah.
Travis Kelce kind of has a Shemp haircut. I don't know if you've seen him on the sidelines. Is that somebody's mom? What's... Oh, it is a mom. So, oh, being robbed. I mean, why'd you pick this song? I'm curious.
it's like a call to action right now.
Yeah.
Make things happen. And
Yeah.
I want something positive to move into the next week.
I like that. And I noticed also you talked earlier about you would tell your younger self to enjoy the moment. So this is a good reminder there. Be here right now. Oh. Boy, she certainly is going on with her life. I'm crushing your head. You know what's crazy too? I used to think like, man, this is rock.
Yeah.
It's good. I still like the music.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
what? Holy shnikes. Right now, your memory is getting longer while your life is getting shorter. Well, that's encouraging. Yeah, good selection, dude.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you, Paul. Uh-oh.
We'll have that part edited out.
This has been a KCTK production, produced by Paul Lavoda. If you want more information about this content, then you have some real weirdness going on. You can always check out KCTK Radio on Facebook. Listen to live programs at kctkradio.com. Yes, and that is on the World Wide Web. Thank you.